Hey leaders, quick question for you. Have you ever felt buried under a mountain of information, no clear way forward to make sense of it? Or maybe you're coaching someone, but you can't quite keep up with all the moving parts in their development? How about if there was a tool that could change all that and give you back some precious time so you can focus on whatever matters most? Welcome to LevelUp Leadership, the podcast designed to help you elevate your leadership journey. I'm Lee, and today we're exploring a powerful resource that shifted how I approach organising myself. In fact, the spark for this episode came from a conversation with one of my coachees. They know that I'm a bit of a gadget, tech and AI enthusiast, and recently they asked me if I had any advice on how to research and organise their thoughts while working on a complex training package. I mentioned Google NotebookLM as a tool that's been a game changer for me. After we discussed it, they said, "Hey, you should be sharing this kind of practical advice on your podcast." So here I go, sharing real actionable strategies to help you lead smarter, not harder. In this episode, we'll journey through my initial skepticism turning into full adoption, and I'll share concrete examples where this tool helps me research complex topics, organise professional development, and coach more effectively. I'll start by showing how I use NotebookLM to streamline research. Then I'll dive into how it creates living records of continuous learning that deepens leadership skills. After that, I'll talk about how coaching with NotebookLM as my personal assistant, empowering people to grow. Finally, we'll wrap up with some honest thoughts about embracing new tech as leaders and a challenge for you to take small, brave steps every day. I know I don't need to say it, but I'm going to say it. This episode and the podcast is not sponsored by Google or NotebookLM. There are plenty of alternative tools available. This just happens to be the one that I use, and I'm sure you could apply much of this advice to other tools as well. All right, let's get started. Leadership means making informed decisions fast. But the reality is we get buried in information. Before discovering NotebookLM, researching things like, for example, information for my podcasts, I'd be poring over books or articles, taking notes manually, trying to piece together the core themes and ideas. It was time-consuming, and it often felt quite fragmented. When I first encountered Google NotebookLM, I won't lie, I was a bit skeptical. It looked like just another AI tool promising to deliver things that it may not come through with. Initially, I treated it like a bit of a fun gimmick, generating quick summaries, a quirky little AI-made podcast. Curiosity eventually got the better of me, and so I took it for a serious spin. The difference is pretty stunning. Instead of clicking between multiple tabs and shuffling through PDFs and articles, I just upload everything into one of the notebooks. It instantly spits out accurate and concise summaries of everything I've put into it. But it doesn't stop there. You can ask it to compare and contrast, to highlight nuances, to identify pitfalls, pulling directly from the uploaded sources. And that's the key thing. It only pulls from the uploaded sources. No guesswork, no AI hallucinations. It will only give you information that is in the sources that you upload. This kind of tool frees you up to focus at a more strategic level. Instead of getting bogged down in details or theory or endless reams of information, you can just focus on applying the outcomes to whatever challenge you're currently taking on. If you're someone who dreads the research phase of any project, if you live in multiple tabs, or if you lose time hunting for answers, I encourage you to give NotebookLM a try. It's a game changer, and it brings clarity and speed to leadership decisions. If leadership is about doing the right thing consistently, then learning continuously is non-negotiable. But let's be honest, with the chaos of meetings, emails, and decisions, capturing and connecting all the new knowledge feels like another full-time job. I used to scribble notes in notebooks or save scattered files and articles, struggling to see the bigger picture of my own development. That all changes with the notebook. I've built a notebook where every piece of my coaching and podcast learning finds a home. Podcast transcriptions and feedback I receive, notes, book summaries, articles, summaries of my coaching sessions, you name it, it's all in there. But here's where the notebook shines. Instead of a jumble of disconnected notes, it synthesises that entire journey. I can ask it to summarise my leadership learnings over the last 6 months. It will put out all the themes, patterns, progress points from all of the documents. I can also explore links between concepts, like how delegation tied into accountability from different materials. This isn't just passive information storage, it's an active knowledge base that surfaces insights when I need them and helps me set focused development goals. It ensures my learning isn't random or superficial, but intentional and linked to real challenges I'm facing every day. For leaders committed to growth, this tool helps keep all your hard-earned lessons front and centre, not lost in forgotten folders. It also makes it easier to reflect and convey your personal growth stories, which is invaluable for coaching, mentoring, or even just your own performance reviews. Coaching is at the heart of effective leadership, and I always believe our role is to empower people to discover their answers and reach their full potential, not to do that work for them. But the reality is that coaching takes preparation, remembering progress, recalling challenges, revisiting resources, time that you don't always have. A notebook can turn that coaching from a juggling act into a streamlined, powerful process. You can create dedicated notebooks for each person you're coaching. Their development plan, notes from sessions, articles or exercises discussed, all uploaded and organised in one place. Before a meeting, you can ask the notebook for a quick summary of their progress or reminders about topics covered. During the conversation, you're free to focus on listening and connecting because you're confident that the tool already has your back with all the relevant context. It can even suggest thoughtful questions tailored to current challenges, helping you guide deeper reflection and breakthrough thinking. This digital coaching assistant means no more scrambling through notes or missing vital details. The experience becomes richer and more personal for the person you're supporting, and more effective as their leader. If you're coaching people, I highly recommend building this habit. It honours your time, respects their journey, and models how technology can amplify human connection rather than replacing it. Okay, I get it. Technology, especially AI, can feel intimidating and overhyped. I was once in that place, doubtful that the Google Notebook would fit into the day-to-day of our reality. But taking that leap of faith and experimenting has changed everything for me. So my invitation is simple. Identify one small step today to explore a new leadership tech tool like NotebookLM. Maybe that means uploading your next project's resources or starting a professional development notebook. Experiment, be curious, and learn from the process. By doing this, you reclaim time, gain clarity, and unlock a higher level of leadership impact. Remember, leadership isn't just about results, it's about how you show up, adapt, and empower. So let me ask you this. What's one brave, simple action you can take right now to infuse your leadership with fresh energy and enhanced focus? Thank you for joining me on this episode of LevelUp Leadership. Don't forget to follow the podcast wherever you listen so you never miss practical insights to elevate your leadership journey. If this episode was interesting, please share it with someone who you think it could benefit. Until next time, keep leading, keep learning, and keep leveling up.